Hi there, my name's Dan Nadia.
And I'm Jake Welsh.
Welcome to the 2017 Northern Prairie Regional event, hosted by the Fort McMurray Fire Department.
We're going to be taking you through today's events, and right now Dale is just getting started with an explanation on how things are going to go.
He's going to do our demonstration run. It's his official run because he has to get back to work. So we're going to have him tuned up. It looks like he'll be on the red side of the course. So all our competitors are wearing bunker suit. That weighs about 20 pounds. They're breathing from a Scott air pack. That's another 20 pounds. So they got 40 pounds equipment to start. They're going to be taking up a high-rise pack, simulating taking equipment up to the top floor. That weighs 42 pounds. So you can see over 80 pounds worth of weight going up. 6 stories, 60 steps to the top of this tower. Once he's up at the top, you'll see we have our stair referees. Kerry's up there. He's working at the top of the tower. You must deposit it into or on the box. Then we'll come down, touching every step. Our stair referees will be looking for that. And then we're on to forcible entry. So, Darlene is going to start us off. What we do is our competitors are out in front. They're going to come in to race. Competitors, if you want the referee to move the high-rise pack, ask him before you race, and then we'll do that for you. Darlene will lower the flags. She'll just say one word, which is go. The time starts when the pack comes out of the beam and finishes when they cross the beam at the end. So Philip Howell is on the red side from Shell Albion Sands. Darlene will start the first race. All right, he throws that high-rise pack on the outside shoulder so he can pull on the handrail with the inside hand. Philip Howell flying up the stairs. 60 steps, 6-story building, into or on the box. If you're 5'6" or under, you can stand on that pack. 45-pound hose, donut roll hose. It has to go up and over, into or on the box. That simulates taking equipment up on a rope. Your gloves reduce your grip strength by half, so that means it's like pulling 90 pounds up to the top. Touching every step, coming down the stairs. He's coming off to forcible entry. 500 pounds of force required to move this beam. When you see green, when you see any part of the green, green means go. The hammer goes down and must remain on the mat. Now he's going serpentine, 140 feet around the hydrant, simulating running back. You can pump, get a charge, Angus high combat hose, 75 feet. Right about here, 300 pounds of force, get to the target. Target down, nozzle closed. The nozzle has to be across the blue line. We're heading off the rescue ramp of a North American male. We're going to drag him backwards 100 feet. The mannequin's feet must completely cross the blue line. We'll break the beam at the last hydrant. 15 feet to go. When he breaks the beam, there we go. Philip Howell from Shell Albion Sands. What a great run. He's one of our top competitors.
Some great play-by-play there by Dale. Let's take a look at some replays here, guys. Here he is on the forceful entry.
As you can see, Phil's really hammering that box up. He's trying to make it 400 pounds of force to make that back across the green line. And here you can see he's just finishing off the race. He must be exhausted by this point.
Yeah, you can really tell he's fatigued as the way he's carrying this dummy right across the finish line. But still a very impressive time at 1:32 for the finish.
Now, I think you guys know these two girls who are on the course, local Fort McMurray girls.
Yeah, this is Tia Marari and Suzanne Berry.
We have Tia on the red side and Suzanne on the yellow side. As you can see, Tia is powering through, getting up 2 stairs at a time here, trying to make it all the way to the top as fast as she can. Suzanne's going with the more conservative, 1 step at a time. But Tia's got a pretty big lead here, powering through, starting to tire out, using 1 foot at a time, but still going quick.
Yeah, and there's no one way to do this, right, Tia? They're both finding their rhythm, and it's important to conserve energy early for some, and for some it's important to go fast and just get to the next stage as fast as possible.
As you can see, Tia just got to the top. She threw the bundle in the box. You got to make sure it's in that box or it's a 2-second penalty. And Suzanne just got to the top now. Tia's powering through. You can see painted on her helmet. She's got her kids painted on there on the left and right side, and she's almost to the top. Suzanne's up there now. You want to keep a good rhythm here.
Yeah, Tia with a comfortable lead, looking good so far. This is one of the more challenging obstacles for women as it involves a lot of upper body strength. But Tia, very very forceful and powerful as she's already done.
And here we go down the stairs. She's got to touch every stair on the way down. You can get some people going pretty quick. She's got a pretty good lead on Suzanne, and she's coming up close.
What is the penalty if you skip a step on the way down?
It's 2 seconds for every stair that you miss.
Okay.
And it's 2 seconds if Suzanne doesn't get that bundle in the bucket at top, and she's headed down on her way to catch Tia. As Tia's on the last flight, here she comes up to the forcible entry machine. This simulates going through a door or breaking through a wall on a fire scene.
Okay.
As you see, you want a midway between hard and fast strokes, kind of a medium stroke. You want to hit it as many times as you can.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's important to remember that all these obstacles are relevant to the profession that they're in, right? These are skills that they would use on the job, and that's why they model this competition that way.
Yeah, Dale actually talks about the stairs down in 9/11 when the Twin Towers fell. They fell at a rate of 10 seconds of floor, so it's key to be able to go down these stairs quick. So you can see Tia's done the forcible entry, running through the cones.
Suzanne now on the hammer.
This is actually her first race. She was training all summer.
This is Suzanne Berry's first race.
First race ever, so she's doing a great job keeping up to Tia. She's raced for a couple years now.
Okay, Tia carrying the drag hose already.
As you can see, she carries it up. She's trying to get it past the blue line. You'll see in a second here. And she's got to knock over a target. If you don't knock that target over, it's a 2-second penalty.
All right, Suzanne done with the forcible entry and on her way to the hose drag.
She's hustling through these cones. She's got a great time going for herself. Tia's making it up to the dummy. You want to scoop that thing up. It's actually heavier than she is, so you want to get a good grab on it here. For these girls, it's a ton of work to be able to do all the stuff out here that all the guys are doing.
Taking her time, making sure she's ready for the dummy drag, and she's off.
Suzanne's doing a great job. Here's almost caught up to her here.
Suzanne powering through with the hose drag. Nice rhythm going. Tia already halfway through the dummy drag, almost finished. You can really see the exhaustion as she approaches the end.
You can't believe how hard it is. If you drop this dummy, you have to pick it up twice. So the fact that she's keep moving here.
The perseverance is really amazing.
Suzanne's coming.
Tia almost done.
Almost done. Suzanne's coming up for her first time getting the dummy drag of her Fire Fit career.
Tia approaching the end. Suzanne starting the
And
dummy
she
drag.
crosses at
Tia
a 3:21.
finishes.
And here comes
3:21.
Suzanne. She's getting some help from the teammates. You see the camaraderie on course. Here's Kelly and Ashley on course. They're racing next, and they're still out there cheering her on. It's not like other sports where you're out there just for yourself. You can see the camaraderie of the fire department in the sport. And she is up and ready to go.
Here she goes.
The key for these girls is to get a really good grasp around each other. Maybe grab the opposite hand.
Now, you notice before she starts the dummy drag, she really takes a moment to collect herself because of how important it is to not stop halfway through.
Yeah, you never want to drop the dummy. It's really important for the girls to get a good grasp.
Is there a time penalty for dropping the dummy? Or is it
Not
just
a time
the time
penalty, it's
accumulated?
just, it is hard to pick that dummy up once you drop it.
Okay.
You can see people cheering her on in the background.
Really down to the last ditch effort
She is
here.
even back out there after she finished the course cheering her on. And Suzanne with her first race of the year, a 4:20.11. It's a great job by Suzanne.
What a great race, guys, as we take a look at these replays. First, let's go to the top of the tower.
As you can see, Tia made it up there first with the 2-step technique, and you can see she's starting to get into a great rhythm here.
Yeah, she was off to an early lead and she was able to maintain it through the whole race, and it all started with this first pull.
So you want to keep a good rhythm here. And you can see Suzanne caught up to her at the top. She looked exhausted already, but she powered through, kept going.
Now, Dan, what are the rules at the top for putting the hose down? I understand there's a penalty for getting it outside a box, or...
You want to make sure you get both the bundle you carry up and the bundle you haul over into the box. And here we come to the forcible entry. And you can see Suzanne, she's exhausted, but she's going. She's not stopping.
Very persistent.
She's got to make it over that green line. You see the nice rhythm. And we get to the finish, and Tia, with a quick pickup, she got right down. Kelly's cheering her on right in front of her. If she doesn't hesitate, she goes straight up for the pickup. As you can see, Suzanne's on the hose drag now, catching up to her. But this is really where the race is won or lost on the dummy drag.
It is remarkable the perseverance they have in this final exercise, how exhausted they must be.
And like I said, Tia can't weigh more than 120 pounds, and this dummy is 175.
All the more impressive. Really a great race, and particularly a great race for Barry Suzanne, being her first time out. Suzanne Berry.
Suzanne Berry.
My apologies.
That's your
Suzanne
colleague.
Berry. It's written as Barry Suzanne.
Tia's powering through.
All right, guys, back to the race here, and we got a couple local girls back on the course. Who we got this time?
You may remember them from cheering on the first race before, but we got Ashley and Kelly Townsend.
You know what? Kelly had a lot to do with organizing this Fire Fit tournament too, didn't she?
Kelly did a great job organizing this tournament. She picked a great spot, got everything set up for us. You can see her, she's on the yellow side, and Ashley's on the red side. They're powering through up the stairs, heading head to head here. They're even all the way up. Kelly's starting to two-step it here, getting a lead.
Now, I understand on the way up, they're allowed to skip stairs. There's no penalty for that. It's just on the way down.
No penalty for skipping stairs on the way up. You'll see a lot of the guys, they'll skip stairs. Girls, they want to conserve their energy, so they'll do one step at a time, especially with that heavy 45-pound bundle on their shoulder.
Okay.
As you can see, Kelly's got a slight lead at the top here, but Ashley has a great hose pull, so I think she might catch up to her here.
Yeah, Ashley finding a strong rhythm with the hose pull, and this is to simulate hoisting tools in a fire. Like we said earlier, all these stations relate to actual workplace performance.
Ashley is over and on the way down, and Kelly's still going, and she is over and on the way down as well.
Both girls on the way down now. Ashley with a slight lead.
Like you were saying before, there's a penalty for coming down if you miss a stair here. So they're both going down as quick as they can, safely as they can, touching every stair.
Now, I understand this is Kelly Townsend's third year doing Fire Fit, and Ashley Campbell, I believe, is in her fourth year.
Yeah, that's right. They've nationals last year. These girls competed and did very well. They're both on the forcible entry here. They're trying to get it over the green line, doing as fast as they can. You can see they have different techniques. One of them has their hands spread apart, one of them their hands together. Both swinging hard, swinging fast, and they're off. You want to make sure the hammer stays in the red and yellow box here. That's a 2-second penalty if it slides out. You can't believe how tired you are at this point, but you're still trying to sprint through those cones. As you can see, Ashley, she's made it to the hose now. You start just driving as fast as you can here. Kelly's just about caught up to her.
Yeah, Kelly not far behind. It's definitely a good competition between these two girls.
A close finish. Should be a matter of how they do on the dummy at this point. As you can see, Ashley sprays that target over, and she brings the hose over the blue line, and she's getting ready for Rescue Randy here.
Yeah, each competitor has a different strong suit. Everyone has something that they're better at, so you never know what's going to happen in the last leg of the race.
And we'll really see that in tomorrow's relay event when you see these girls have their specialized events. As you can see, Ashley, she's got a nice scoop. She picked it up right away. Kelly, she's a little bit slower, but once she gets it up,
yeah, Ashley not wasting any time. Already about halfway done the dummy drag.
As you can see already, as the day goes on, these get quicker and quicker, but you can see Ashley's dummy drag here is quite a bit faster than we've seen already.
Yeah, definitely one of her stronger obstacles.
As you can see, she pulls across the line at 2:46. Ashley, that might even be her personal best, and here comes Kelly. I think she's gunning for a sub-3 here. For the women, you get a pin if you run a sub-3, so it's the mark of a good race here, but she's going to be close. She gets past the last cone. And across at a 3:06.51.
Just imagine the satisfaction of collapsing after a race like that. They must be so exhausted.
So we actually have Ashley in first place right now as it stands.
Well, let's take a look at the replays here, guys. Other than the glare coming off Scott Germain's head, let's talk about the big pull here getting up top.
As you can see, they were pretty tight coming up, but Ashley might have been a little bit behind, but she made up ground on the hose pull. And then you can see her power is really showing through here. She's got the different technique than Kelly, but she got off this Kaiser first.
Both strong competitors, but you can definitely see Ashley's experience in Fire Fit.
So as they come up to the hose pull, you can see Ashley's exhausted, but once she gets it up, she gets her feet moving. She was just saving herself.
Yeah, lots of
I think
this
she was just trying to trick Kelly and thinking she was tired.
All right, here we go. Back to the big tower. Who's up this time, guys?
This time we have Carla Morrison from the Strathcona County Fire Department and Mark Howdle from the Fort McMurray Fire Department.
Mark Howdle is a acting captain with the Fort McMurray Fire Department, and Carla actually just had a kid last year. She was noted for finishing her race and going straight into breastfeeding her kids right off the race last year.
Wow, that is amazing.
As you can see, Howdle's got quite the lead. Other guys can get going a little bit faster up the stairs, but Carla, she's quite the competitor. She's a long-time CrossFit competitor. As you can see, she's powering through that hose right now. Howdle's already headed on the way down.
Carla definitely a fantastic athlete, though. It's not very often you see a woman in one of the men's competitions.
As you can see, she's staying right with him on her way down now, but Mark Howdle is on the forcible entry, powering through 8 hits or so. He's dropping the hammer in the yellow box, and he's already off headed through the cones.
Flying through these obstacles.
But Carla's holding her own, coming down the stairs now, quick, touching every stair on the way down.
Avoiding any penalties is very important, as lots of these competitions come down to the last second.
You can see Howdle, he's in his trot, powering through that hose, pushing through. He's got to get it up and spray that target. He's going to head straight into the dummy as Carla's hitting the forceful entry. Trying to beat Ashley's 246 for first place in the competition, and Howdle's already up. Quick pickup on the dummy, and he's
Not
headed
wasting
backwards.
any time.
As you can see Carla going through the serpentine, as we see Howdle racing backwards. He's just exhausted. You can see his head up, just powering through, trying to make it through the last 50 meters or so.
Carla just at the end of the hose drag, gonna hit the target right away here. Just as Howdle crosses the line.
With a 142, I think his personal best is 139. He hit it a couple years ago.
Very close.
He hasn't trained much this year with the team, but Carla is scooped up and she quickly gets going here. As she's headed backwards, you can see she's going pretty good. Almost, this will be close between her and Ashley for first place in the women's division.
You can see the exhaustion, but the perseverance is really amazing in some of these athletes.
She's powering through. She's about halfway through this. You can see everyone on the sidelines cheering her on. That's actually her daughter in the very background there. She's about halfway through.
Wow.
Running
just
by
pushing.
herself.
Just pushing.
Everyone here is cheering her on. She's almost done. If she can beat 246, she'll have first place, and she finishes with a 225.94. So great race from Carla, great race from Mark Howdle.
Fantastic time. Great competition.
And here we go into the replays, guys. This really shows the rhythm you need to be in for the top of the tower.
Definitely one of Mark Howdle's stronger obstacles.
It's actually great for Mark Howdle because he just had shoulder surgery last year, so to fight through, be able to do that hoist with no problems. Even on the Kaisers, you see Carla finishing off as well. But he's had a rough year of rehab. You can see he's back almost 100%.
Wow, fighting through an injury.
Yeah. And Carla's coming down the stairs quick as he could as Mark drops the hammer. Lucky he stayed in the box there with a pretty good bounce, but
wasting no time after he drops the hammer there.
As you can see.
Now, what is the penalty for having the hammer slide outside of that red box?
That's a 2-second penalty.
Okay.
You want to make sure that lands. You want to drop it too hard, it could bounce anywhere, but
yeah, you got a little bit lucky there with a
drops
haphazard
on the mat, exhausted.
All right, we're back to the action. Here's a guy who was actually listed as forestry. He doesn't work for forestry. He's for the Fort McMurray Fire Department. Actually stayed on a roof with him for a rooftop challenge. Anthony Hoffman up here now, guys.
Local celebrity Anthony Hoffman. You might recognize him from Fort McMurray today, writing all the articles. He's running his first race ever here. He's trying to go sub 2. He's running by himself, which can be a little bit more difficult. You don't have anybody pushing you, but seems to be doing okay. At a good pace up the stairs here.
Yeah, definitely a strong start, and he's already started the hose pull. Good rhythm going.
Yeah, you want big pulls, fast pulls. You want the turnover so the bundle doesn't jump on you when you're coming up. And he's already up to the top here. A little bit of hesitation, but here he goes, headed down.
Down the stairs, making sure to hit every step on the way down to avoid any penalties.
It can be tough in your first race racing by yourself without knowing having anybody there to set the pace for you, but he seems to be doing a great job here. He's already almost down to the bottom of the tower.
Yeah, it's more of a mental game when you're racing by yourself. You really got to push yourself without having someone next to you.
And here he goes on the forceful entry, trying to take big, fast hits here. As you can see, you can't imagine how tired you are when you're bent over and exhausted. You just want to fall forward on your face, but you see he powered through it. It might have fallen out of the box there, but
looks like that might be a penalty, but he's not wasting any time with it, just moving forward.
Doesn't look like the flag has his ref up, or the ref has his flag up, so he's just going to keep going here as he makes it to the hose. You get down and pick that up as fast as you can, sprint through the cones here.
Good pace, good rhythm. Got the hose over his shoulder and already looking for the target.
For his first race, he's really feeling it out. He's got a great pace going.
Target's
he can have
down.
a good dummy here. He might get under 2 minutes.
Taking his time, making sure he has a good grip on the dummy.
It's a fast pickup, though.
I understand there's no penalty for dropping the dummy. It's just the time you lose picking it back up.
No penalty, but it is incredibly hard to pick up that dummy twice. You want to do it as least amount of times as you can.
Good pace, moving quickly.
Moving quickly. He's about halfway through. As you can see, the ref encouraging him on, tell him how far he has to go here. A little bit of a stumble, but past the last cone, pushing through.
Standing up tall.
And he is through, and he collapses on the mat there with a 2:06.87.
An excellent time. Good finish by Anthony Hoffman.
Especially for his first race.
Hey guys, Anthony's a tall fella. He's expelling a lot of energy when he's out there on the course, especially when he's leaning over here. You don't see him standing on the box.
Nope, not at all. There's They say there's an advantage to being a shorter athlete in some of these events, but definitely not all of them. This one has got to be tough for him as such a tall guy.
As you can see, he's going through the hose or the hammer here. Really taking as big a swim as he can. He almost took an extra swing, but if you see the hammer, it just held onto the yellow corner of that box.
So as long as one piece of the hammer is inside the box, there's no penalty? Is that
Any
correct?
part of the hammer touching. It can be really close sometimes. Sometimes they're just looking down and they just barely see it touching the yellow.
So we might have got away with something there. It was very
We might
close.
have. Jermaine's not the best ref.
All right, guys, we got a couple local fellas here, definitely competing here this time. Who do we got?
This is David Sterling from the Fort McMurray Fire Department and Brad Shearing from the Syncrude Fire Department, also in Fort McMurray, but is an oil sands company fire department.
We said Anthony Hoffman was a celebrity, but you may remember Dave Sterling from the Kona Triathlon on TSN last year.
Oh, that's right. A multi-athlete, this guy.
Yes, this is his first time doing Fire Fit. He's never trained for it before. He's just coming out here to try it out. As you can see, Brad, he's already on the way down. He's quick up those stairs.
Definitely a strong lead for Brad here. Dave just going through the hose pull now, finding his rhythm.
He's fumbling a little bit with the hose pull there. He's trying to get the rope out of the way. He's a little bit of a maintenance issue getting the hose out of the way, but he's fighting through. Brad's already on the way down. He's already at the forcible entry. Big lead here. And Dave looks like he's over and headed on the way down. Brad's power. That's a quick hammer there.
That was powerful.
Drops
Not
the
wasting
hammer,
any
goes
time.
through the cones. Dave's still coming down here. Brad's serpentining through the hydrants, going to the hose pull. Dave's still coming down, trying to touch every stair as fast as he can. Looks like he's already pretty tired. We'll see if he can.
Good speed through the
Keep going.
hydrants there. Is there a penalty for hitting any of those hydrants on the way through?
If you knock down one of the hydrants, it's a 2-second penalty as well.
Okay. Already through the target, moving on.
Knocks over the targets, picks up the dummy.
Dave Sterling going through the hammer.
As you try to make it over the line. There's 10 markers there. Every marker you don't make it over is a 2-second penalty. So you got to get it to the green tape, which you can't see on the tape, but Dave's running through the cones here. He's an endurance athlete.
Yeah,
He's
definitely
got a nice
working hard.
pace here.
Brad already halfway through the dummy pull. Got a good rhythm going, not wasting any time.
Dave photobombs him as he's going through his dummy drag. But Brad makes it across the finish line with a time of 1:53.92. And here comes Dave pushing through. It looks like he's pretty tired here. Sounds like his purge might be on, purging his air.
Oh, just looking here, it looks like Brad Sheeran had a time of 1:52.77.
Okay, my bad. Here we go. Dave comes up to the dummy. You can hear his bell already ringing here.
Running out of air.
It can be a struggle to pick up the dummy when you're exhausted. He picks it up.
Oh, having a bit of a struggle here. You just want to pick up the dummy once. You want to make sure you have a good grip before you even start this. All right, now he's off.
You never picked up Rescue Randy like he has him. You can't really know how heavy this really is on course.
Having to pick him up again here.
So you can see Brad's coming back on course to cheer him on.
Definitely struggling.
He's going to take a second here, try to regroup his thoughts, try to power through this. The ref's cheering him on.
One more time,
Other
picking him up.
Competitors cheering him on.
Oh, Dave.
You can really see
Sterling
the
having a
camaraderie.
real tough time here.
Oh, looks like he's down here. We got Hillary on the course. Hillary McRoberts, the CEO. It looks like Dave might be done.
Yeah, I think they've called the race. And let's go into the replays here, guys. Let's go to the back of the top of the tower here and check out the difference in the rhythm for the tower.
Brad's definitely got
Brad's
some.
already done as Dave's coming up the top here.
Yeah, long, consistent pulls there.
And the power here in the forceful entry, that was amazing.
Yeah, he's not wasting any energy. Every movement has a meaning, right?
This is exactly what we were talking about before. You want the medium, kind of big hits, but fast hits. And we'll see Dave here coming up to the end, trying to pick up the dummy. He's exhausted. The competitors out on the course come back, cheer him on. That's what's great about this sport, the camaraderie. Everyone's cheering each other on. Everyone's trying to beat each other. We're not worried about... You're just trying to beat your best last time.
Yeah.
Oh, and it looks like he is down.
As exhausted as he already was, it's got to be challenging to have to pick up that dummy more than once.
So you can see Hillary came on the course.
All right, guys, it seems one more time it's going to be the Townies taking on the Oil Sand Boys. What's going on here?
We got David Murray racing for Syncrude Fire Department on the red side. You see he's got a slight lead here right off the start. And Derek Gervais from Fort McMurray Fire Department on the yellow side. They're tight going up here.
Definitely a bit of rivalry between these two departments, as they're both Fort McMurray guys, and they get to interact with each other when they train.
We work together on a fire, but we'll compete against each other for this event. So you can see it's pretty neck and neck here. They both have a fast hose pull. It looks like David's got the slight lead coming down here. He's touching every stair, but Derek's not too far behind him.
Definitely motivated by the competition here.
They're trying to touch every stair here, make sure they don't get a penalty, trying to go as fast as you can. They're almost head to head here.
Neck and neck coming down.
As you can see, they're going on the forceful entry. We'll see how they can go against each other. They're both doing about the same hits. Looks like David's going a little bit faster. Derek's taking the bigger hits.
Gervais with a little bit of a lead going through the hydrant obstacles.
And they both come off the forcible entry with no penalties. They're going to come right in. It's going to come down to the dummy drag here as they're both going for the hose drag.
Neither competitor wasting any time at all here.
Derek's personal best, I believe, is a 142. Or 132, I mean. He's coming up to the dummy drag. Here comes David Murray. He's fast on the dummy drag, dude. Didn't waste any time picking it up, but Derek's not too far behind him.
Definitely a tight competition between these two competitors.
You actually saw in the timing booth Derek Gervais' girlfriend there cheering him on as they're coming up to the finish line, and David Murray collapses onto the finish with a 129.18, sub 130.
Derek Gervais not far behind, just crossing the line and collapsing.
136. Great race from both of these competitors.
Wow, that's the fastest time we've seen today. I know we're going to see some faster times later on, but let's get up to the top of the tower in these two.
As you can see, they were head to head. It looked like David was pulling a little bit faster than Derek, but it wasn't too far of a difference.
Both with a good rhythm, very few mistakes by either competitor.
You can see a little bit of different strategy here. David Murray was going for faster hits and Derek was going for bigger hits, but it looked like David came off of the forcible entry machine first, dropped it into the red box, the yellow box.
Yeah, no penalties there.
But all of that, they were pretty tight coming up to the finish. And David just held on to his lead, keeping Derek off.
Very tight finish between these two.
Back on the course, guys, and I know a fella here. Didn't Hogarth that's out there playing the NHL?
He might tell you that. I don't know if it's actually true. We got Randy Hogarth from the Fort McMurray Fire Department again competing against a Syncrude Fire Department member, Renee Marchand,
yeah.
My apologies.
Both these competitors looking for sub 140 times. I know Randy Hogarth hasn't competed this year, hasn't competed for a couple years, but he's been training all summer trying to get ready for this competition. As you can see, he's got big pulls. He's trying to catch up to Rene, who just got a little bit of an edge on him on the stairs up. But here they go, quickly down.
Randy Hogarth, one of the larger athletes on the field. He's aiming for sub 2 minutes today.
As you can see, Rene's off the stairs, headed to the forcible entry machine. Going quick here. See the competition's picking up as we get on through the day. Yep. Hogarth's getting onto the forcible entry. He's known around the fire department for a big, powerful dude, so he's going to get through this forceful entry quick. But he's got a long way to make up on Rennie here. He's going fast here.
Yeah, Renee has a strong lead already into the hose drag and looking for the target.
Going fast here. A quick spray, and he's onto the dummy.
Not wasting any time.
No. Oh, and a quick pickup there. He didn't even bend down. Hogarth is coming through with the hose ball. Looks like he's struggling a little bit to get it over his shoulder, but he should have a powerful.
See, this is where form, I understand, is very, very important.
Yeah, you want to make sure that hose is all the way out in front of you, so you're not dragging it with your arm pulled behind you like Randy had. But Randy comes across quickly with a 134.95. That would be, I think, the second best, third best of the day so far. But here we go with Randy Hogarth with a quick dummy drag. He's moving fast. He's exhausted, but he's going.
Definitely seeing the exhaustion, but persevering.
As you can see, Scott Germain there cheering him on, trying to make it through the finish line. Why didn't Scott Germain run this year? I don't know. He probably should have got it out there.
Well, there's rumors going around that he's really let himself go.
I was going to say something about that, but I'm going to let you guys discuss that in private back at the station. Let's go to the top of the tower. This is a 6-story tower. That's a long way to go, boys.
It is a long way, but you can see Hogarth, he's pulling hard, trying to catch up to Rennie, who just pulled away from him at the stop there. But Rennie got off the forcible entry. Sorry,
Renee.
Renee. I'll say Renee. As you can see, Hogarth is hitting that forcible entry while Renee is running through the cones.
Yeah, Renee gained an early lead and held on to it for the whole race.
He did, yeah. Kept it through the dummy drag. He had a quick dummy drag, quick pickup. That really got him to the finish line fast.
Scott Safety Systems presenting the big Fire Fit Challenge here at MacDonald Island Park. Guys, who's on the track now?
We've seen the Fort McMurray Syncrude rivalry, and now we have the Edmonton Fort McMurray rivalry. We have Jordan King on the red side and Eric Einigal on the yellow side. I like to call Eric Eric Lightfoot Einigal. When he's coming up the stairs, the whole tower shakes. It's like a stampede out there. Here we go.
I understand there's been some Jumanji jokes with this ironic.
It's been going on for a couple weeks here, but they quickly get up to the top of the tower, and Jordan's flying down. You'll see tomorrow on the relay, Jordan King does stairs down Kaiser Cones, and he's fast. He might be the fastest in Canada on those stairs down. But here comes Einigal coming quickly. He excels in the back half of the course.
Both on the forcible entry now, not wasting any energy.
You see Jordan King, he's quick on that hammer, but Einigal's trying to do his best to make up time here.
Yeah, Jordan King has gained a bit of a lead as they both weave through the hydrant pylons.
Eric's coming around, going for the hoist as Jordan's got a slight lead coming up to the finish.
Powering through the hose drag, already looking for the target, and he's through onto the next obstacle.
Doing a quick scoop here. Here comes Eric Einigal.
Not far behind.
Quick spray. He's quick on the dummy, so he might catch Jordan, but he's got a pretty good lead here to finish off.
Jordan about halfway through the dummy pull now.
Here comes Jordan to the finish. Eric is moving fast, trying to catch up to him.
Not far behind.
Jordan King with a 1:21.49 when he gets across.
And Eric Einigal not far behind, crossing the line with a 1:25.
That's actually a personal best for Eric Einigal, and Jordan King might be pretty close to his personal best. I think he went 1:21 at Nationals last year.
Well, guys, this run, absolutely amazing. The speed and the technique used here, especially on the tower.
Yeah, when you're going quick, you want to make sure you trace your hands down the rope so you never lose the rope when you're going down. But you can see Jordan, he's got a quick stairs. He had the lead right from the start, and he never let it go. He's quick on the hammer, though. He's one of the best in Canada at this hammer. He does it in 8 hits, 9 hits every time. You can see he's hopping on every hit.
Yeah, very consistent with every hit and drops it safely within the box, no penalties.
Yeah, he got to the hammer, he got to the dummy quick, and this is where Eric excels, but it looked like Jordan had too big of a lead once it came down to the finish.
Just not enough to gain the difference. Still a very close competition between these two
They're moving
competitors.
fast here. Jordan collapses to the finish line with a great time of 1:21, and Eric isn't too far behind.
And we've got a switch up here in the broadcast booth. Kelly Townsend, you're joining us now. Why is that?
I'm taking over for Mr. Dan Nadiak, who's up on the tower currently running his race of the day.
This is Dan Natchuk and Marcus Pigford, both from the Fort McMurray Fire Department, competing.
Two of our faster team members on the Fort Mac team. They're both crazy quick up that tower. Marcus there with a little bit of a fumble. Dan trying to catch up to him.
Taking advantage of his errors. Both on their way down the stairs now, just about neck and neck. Looks like Marcus with a bit of a lead.
These races are always good when you've got two people that have pretty close times. They're going to be pushing each other the whole way.
All right, now who's this on the forcible entry?
We got Marcus coming off the tower first with some big hits.
Yeah, through quickly. Dan not far behind. Both moving on now, weaving through the hydrant pylons, not wasting any energy.
This is going to be a real close race. We got Marcus picking up the hose first here. Dan not too far behind.
Powering through, already got his eyes up looking for the target, and quickly through without any delays.
It's a penalty if you miss that target there, and Marcus made pretty quick work of that one. He's got a crazy fast dummy drag. See if Dan can catch up to him.
Dan quick with the pickup, both moving confidently through the last leg of the race.
And it looks like we've got Marcus going to finish first here. Dan can't quite make up the time.
Marcus collapses at the end with a time of 1:23.
Is that a new personal best for Marcus Pigford?
Not far behind, Dan Natchuk with a time of 1:31.
Well, I know that you're going to be giving him the gears when he gets back up here for not winning his race. But let's take a look at the guys when they get up there at the top of the tower. What is there, like the technique here? He said hand over hand.
Yeah, the technique is probably the most important part in this part of the race. Marcus Pigford with a bit of a fumble there, but he made up the time for it.
That's where it's important that you do that follow through on the rope so you don't lose your grip. Marcus had a little bit of a fumble, but still pulling through with a personal best time.
Yeah, great competition between these two as they get to practice with each other on a regular basis. So I know that they push each other.
Dan making quick work of the Kaiser there, trying to gain some grounds on Marcus.
Yeah, Marcus had a bit of a lead the whole race and held on to it, but it was very tight. And you can just see the exhaustion as he collapses across the finish line.
Guys, this should probably be the fastest race we're going to see here today. Who's up?
Absolutely. We got Fraser O'Neill from the Fort McMurray Fire Department and Daryl Hootner from the Edmonton Fire Department. Downhill course here. I have a feeling we're going to see some quick times out of these two.
Both sprinting up the stairs. Not wasting any time. I understand Fraser O'Neill is a big part of setting up Fire Fit in Fort McMurray and takes it very seriously.
He is. He's done a lot of work here to set up this team, but they're moving fast here. Fraser's already on the way down. Daryl Hootner is not a slow competitor, but Fraser is quickly making a pretty big lead on him here. He's going down the stairs quick. His personal best time is a 1:16.
Fraser already at the bottom and working on the forcible entry.
Daryl Hootner is the captain of the Edmonton team. They have a great team as well, but Fraser's got a huge lead here. He's powering through the cones fast. He's going straight to the hose drag. This is a fast race here.
Not wasting any time. Already got the hose over his shoulder, eyes up on the target. Now people forget how much the gear they're wearing weighs and slows them down. That's a big part of this.
They say it's 40 pounds of gear, and then you get the tank on there too.
Already on the dummy drag. Fraser
moving fast,
holding on to his lead.
I think we might see a personal best out of Fraser here. There's actually only been 5 athletes ever going to 1:15.
Powerful finish, not slowing down at all as he approaches the finish line.
Here we go, 1:13.53 for Fraser. That's a new personal best. That's the fastest time of the year so far. And Daryl Hootner, 1:21.50.
Not far behind. An excellent competition between these two.
That is one of the fastest times you'll see all year.
And you know what? Seeing that time of 1:20 up against Fraser almost looked like he was standing still there. Fraser was going so fast.
It did. That was a great time of 1:21, but still Fraser, that is one of the fastest times you'll ever see this year.
Yeah, barely enough time to commentate on the events. They're finishing them so fast.
He's going a quick hose pull here. He never slows down. He was really in the zone here.
Really leaning forward on those steps, making sure to hit everyone on the way down.
You see him hop onto the Kaiser quickly, and I think he does this in 9 hits.
Yeah, quick, powerful strikes.
He never slowed down the whole race. It's Daryl Hootner. He's coming off the tower too. This is a quick time from him. If we would have saw this earlier, this is I think the 4th fastest race of the day, but Fraser is moving quick through the cones. He never slowed down for a sec. He was in the zone today.
Yeah, definitely impressive from both athletes, but Fraser O'Neill with the edge.
You can see him get low on the hose pull to really get that over his shoulder to move quick.
Yeah,
the crowd cheering him on.
Leaning forward. Eyes up.
Fraser O'Neill, he's going up for the spray here. Quick spray. Didn't waste any time. Went straight to the target. You see Daryl training a little bit behind, but Fraser.
Both athletes very quick picking up the dummies.
He had the goal of sub 1:15 this year, and he saw it in his sights. He took off quick on the dummy drag.
Yeah, 1:13, a very impressive time. Not to overshadow Daryl Hootner, also with a very impressive time of 1:21.
Yeah, that would have been top 10 in nationals last year, but Fraser putting on the best time of his Fire Fit career. You can see the celebration. He's not even tired. I think he could have went faster.
All right, welcome back to the booth. That was some really exciting first rounds. Almost everybody finished. I'm going to let my replacement co-host introduce herself.
I'm Kelly Townsend. I'm taking over for Dan Nadiuk. Yesterday was an awesome day of races, super fast. Today's going to be even faster. We've got our tandem X3 races and our relay teams coming up, so it's going to be some great, super fast action.
All right, pretty exciting stuff. We'll take you back to the course.
And here we are with our first relay race. We've got Fort McMurray taking on Edmonton. Who's out there?
Well, for the Fort McMurray department, we have Fraser O'Neill, Marcus Pigford, Eric Einigal, Dan Natchuk, and Derek Gervais.
And on the Edmonton Fire team, Dirty Mike and the boys, they call themselves, we've got Jordan King, Daryl Hootenmeyer, Paul Offram, and Derek Sweeting.
These relay races typically are much faster, as every athlete gets to give everything they have to one portion of the race. As you see, they're already down and moving forward with the forcible entry.
We've got Aaron McKinga also joined up with the Edmonton boys for a little practice run today. And look at how fast these guys are moving through this course.
Yeah, not wasting any time sprinting through the hydrants. A little bit of a fumble there with the hose drag.
So the relay is a little bit different in that you're not wearing a face piece, you just have the Scott pack on, so it's a little bit easier in that sense.
I'm sure that contributes to the faster times as well.
And look at how fast they're going on that dummy drag.
Oh, neck and neck right down to the finish. So with Fort McMurray, looks like we have... Oh.
Waiting to get some official times here as we go through our replay.
And check them out how fast they're going at the top. They are not wasting it. I guess when you're only doing one event, Kelly, it's a lot faster for you.
You can really push yourself for that one event. It's not quite as tiring as running the full course on your own.
Wow, it's almost like as you see them in slow motion, the flaps bouncing up and down. These guys are really giving it all here in the run too.
They're moving. You can see in that last video there was the flashlight in their hands. So that's the relay baton that you have to hand off in between each obstacle.
Here we go with our second relay race, and it's not much of a race. We've got just one team out there.
I think they usually win gold in this when they're the only team in it, but here we got, for the girls team, we have Ashley Kemble, Tia Marari, Kelly Townsend, and Suzanne Barry, also known as Barry Suzanne from earlier.
Moving up the stairs quickly, not wasting any time.
I think Ashley Kemble's doing the hose pull here. She's quick on it. She does the hose pull, and I believe she does the dummy drag at the finish too.
A little bit of a fumble there, but still one of her stronger events.
She's moving quickly up that hose. You see they'll go a little bit quicker here when they're not doing the full course with the face masks on.
Hose is over and down.
And they are headed down the stairs. This is Tia Marari.
Tia Marari, one of the
Running
faster
quick.
athletes.
See, she's moving a lot faster than yesterday. She's going quick down those stairs, touching every stair.
Yeah, making sure to avoid any
Straight onto the
penalties.
Kaiser. No handoff here. They could have done a handoff, but they're choosing a different formation.
Quick, powerful strikes.
See Howdle showing off in the background with his shirt off.
Classic Howdle.
Here she comes through this, coming quick through the Kaiser. She's doing a lot here, doing the downstairs Kaiser and the cones. She looks like she's tiring out. She gets the handoff to Suzanne Barry. Moving quick. Make sure she gets a quick spray here so she can move on to the dummy. It looks like the target's already down there. That might be a little bit of payoff going on here. And this is Ashley again. You might remember she did the hose pull at the top, and now she's going to the dummy. So she's doing a lot. You see the team cheering her on to the finish line.
Yeah, not wasting any time. Whole team cheering her through.
You see Kelly Townsend cheering her on. I think we can both agree that we are the better looking announcer crew when I was out there racing before.
Oh,
but
without a doubt. And finishing.
with a
Now we don't
147.64.
147.64 and a gold medal for the Fort McMurray
I think
team.
they'll race one more time just to cement it, but yeah, that should be a gold medal if I'm correct.
All right, as we see her go hand over hand here at the top, a little bit of a stumble there. That's why it's so important to get into that rhythm.
That's why you want to drag your hand down the rope so you're tracing it every time so you're not just fishing. See, she did it again. She was just swinging for the rope.
Yeah, each of these events is technically difficult in its own way.
You'll also see, maybe throughout today, but you'll see on course teams take different approaches with the flashlight. You see how she has it placed right in front of her foot so she knows exactly where it is. Sometimes they'll throw it out on the mat where they can't find it, but there's a great technique there to know exactly where it was.
And marching across the finish line together.
It's a little bit different when she's trying to carry that flashlight. She can't grab her hands together like you saw yesterday when they were getting right down and grabbing their hands together for that extra grip.
Here we go. We've got two more teams out there, and one of them sounds like they haven't been training a whole lot. Who we got?
We got two Fort McMurray teams today. The first is the Mixed Zombievers with Sean Thomas, Anthony Hoffman, Abra Hale, Derek Appelt, and Mark Howdle.
And we have the Fort McMurray Fire Department, the mixed forgot to practice. Stephen Breakrights, Dave Sterling, Rochelle Daniel, and Dominic Goddard. As you can see, Stephen, he did the stairs up for the forgot to practice team. He's up there quick, racing against...
Not sure who
he's pulling against. We can get a good view of him there. Looks like Mark Howdle. Mark Howdle's quickly over. Does the handoff, but it looks like the forgot to practice are in the lead right now. He's moving quick. This is Dave Sterling coming down the stairs, trying to get some redemption for yesterday. If you might remember, he had a little bit of a rough finish to the day.
Yeah, he had a hard time with the dummy pull, but he's looking good today as he passes off the flashlight.
Howdle passes off to, looks like Abra Hale there.
Moving quickly, making short work of the forcible entry.
Oh, looks like he dropped the flashlight. That might open up the door for him here.
Uh-oh. That's a critical error in a relay like this.
Looks like he's making up for that mistake, though. Got a little bit of a lead on Abra here. Do the handoff to the hose.
Moving quickly.
This looks like Rachel Danielle.
Making short work of the drag pull. The hose pull.
If we go to the handoff, it's going to be a tight race right to the finish. Both guys are scooping the dummy up here.
Picking up the dummy. You can really feel the competition between the second-tier teams, both from Fort McMurray.
Dave Sterling running backwards here. It looks like the Mixed Beavers have a little bit of the lead coming up to the finish line. And it looks like the Mixed Beavers will walk away with the lead in the seeding round. I don't know. Dominic Goddard looks like he was pushing him to the finish line there. I don't know about that.
Might have got away with something there.
Here we go back to the top of this 6-story tower, guys, and the competition was close up there.
Stephen Breakwright's raced last year. He's taking a little bit of a break off. He's actually getting married here right away. So he is a veteran. He knows what he's doing. But him and Mark Haldo were close coming up the tower.
Still convinced his fiance to let him compete.
This is an unorthodox swing technique here from, I think it's Dominic Godard. But he didn't quite have the lead, and then he dropped the flashlight. Had to go back for it.
A critical mistake in a relay like this.
It looks like the Zombievers pulled away on the dummy drag.
All right, guys, we're back here on the relay track. Who do we got now?
This time we have an FMFD team up against a Sync Crew team, the Fire Fat versus the Flamers. And for Fort McMurray, we have Dale Young, Greg Maservia, Tim Vincent, Kerry Brandt, and Nathan Walter.
And for the Syncrude Flamers, we have Brad Shearing, Rick Dean, Eric Bidfield, James Power, and Kevin Follett. As you can see, they're already up to the top of the tower here. It looks like Syncrude has a little bit of a lead to get started.
Team Fire Fat living up to their name right now, falling behind a little bit.
As you see, the Flamers got the early lead, but the Fire Fat is getting through the pole here. Moving quickly, trying to touch every stair. He might have missed a stair there.
Hoses over the railing. Now FMFD on their way down as well.
The Flamers are on the forcible entry, moving fast here, really moving fast. You can see they're a little bit quicker than yesterday.
Yeah, fast, powerful strikes.
He puts the hammer down into the box, moving through the serpentine quickly.
Fire Fat is now at the bottom of the stairs, starting the forcible entry just as the Flamers team reaches the hose drag. Not wasting any time.
Driving through, get that spray off quickly, and he gets the hand off, and here they come to the dummy drag as Fire Fat is fumbling their way through the hand pull, or the handoff. They're coming through the serpentine, going for the hose drag.
Flamers almost done. Fire Fat just doing the hose drag now.
Flamers make it look easy, powering through. Here they come. Here comes Fire Fat for the last obstacle.
Quick to pick up the dummy and moving through the paces now.
You see the team cheering them onto the finish line here.
Home stretch for Fire Fat.
Looks like Fire Fat needs a break here. Getting close to the finish. A few more steps. Getting cheered on right to the end. And they are through with second place finish.
I just want to be the first one here to defend the fat guys. I'm just saying, let's take a look at the replays.
Well, I'm just saying they're in second place here, obviously, right from the start. The Flamers are coming down the stairs, and Fire Fat still doing the hose pull. Moving quickly here.
Fire Fat, he's got a good rhythm pulling the hose up, but it's significantly slower than the Flamers. Not wasting any time with the hose drag, and he's already got his eyes up looking for the target.
Come up for a smooth handoff. You get a quick pickup, and you can see he's just coming through the finish here. Really gritting his teeth.
Making sure to
pushing
have
through
good
the last
grip on
few
that
feet.
dummy.
All right, guys, I think this is the first time we've been into this without a team from Fort McMurray.
We have Team Edmonton and Team Syncrude facing off. I think this will be a quick one.
Yeah, the relays are typically a lot faster as every athlete gets to give everything they have to one part of the race. Both athletes off to a strong start here.
As you can see, it's a quick start up there, head-to-head, neck and neck, coming up the stairs. That's a quick pull, and now they're headed down. This will be tight right to the finish.
Yeah, both of them on their way down, making sure to hit every step.
I think the whole team's coming down at the same time here.
Neck and neck. Tight competition between these two teams. Quick on the handoff and onto forcible entry.
Looks like Edmonton has a little bit of edge on the hammer here. See who comes off first. Still, this is going to be right down to the finish, right down to the dummy.
Neck and neck, both moving through the hydrant pylons very quickly.
Get to the hose pull here. They're coming right down to the finish.
Very smooth transitions between each athlete so far.
Make up time on the handoffs here. A quick pickup. Syncrude's got the lead to the finish
It's
here.
anybody's race right now. One of the faster races we've seen.
Looks like he's got a little bit of a wobble, but I think he's going to hold on right through to the finish.
Right down to the wire with
that one
these
was
two
close.
teams. Yeah, real photo finish for this one.
I think Syncrude walks away.
Wow, that was a close one, guys. And look at the speed they have right from the top.
Yeah, that was fast. They got good rhythm here. You can see they're almost in unison. I think this was a synchronized swimming event.
Yeah, no fumbles here.
When you come down to the Kaiser, they were nobody gave up anything to either one on the whole race.
Yeah, and very smooth transitions with the passing of the flashlight in between each obstacle.
You win or lose the race by dropping that flashlight, but they held on the whole time.
Doesn't look like any penalties, and both teams with a real good push right at the end here.
You can see both teams just cheering on the teammates to get through to the finish. It's got a pretty good head bob from the Edmonton side, but looks like Syncrude held out, no penalties.
Yeah.
They walk away with the victory.
One of our tighter races.
So you see Derek has the pack around, top 2 straps. He'll search for the belt buckle, just like any other belt, seat belt, and the 2 straps. Perfect job, Derek. Now he's running the stairs. Notice he's not taking up that high-rise pack, so he has 2 hands. So in this technical event, your first event is don the air pack. Up at the top, here we are again, that 45-pound donut roll of hose. He's going to pull it up, over, through the window, and into her on the box. Now coming down the stairs. As you saw in the relay how fast guys can do this individually. We are on teams. Yesterday was individual. Today is a 2-person team. Derek coming down the stairs. Now he's on the forceful entry. 500 pounds of force required to move this beam. The mallet goes on the mat. Now Carla turns off the air and Derek bleeds out the pressure. They come around, putting it inside the strap, pivoting the north-south pivot. Air is on, strap is down. Perfect job. Carla Morrison, she was our female winner yesterday in the individual event from Strathcona County. She's one of our top competitors in Canada. She's racing around the hydrants now. Charged length of Angus High Combat hose. Right about here, it takes 300 pounds of force to pull up through the doorway, hit the target, close the bail. Carla Morrison moving nicely to rescue Randy. He actually weighs 175 pounds. That's the average weight of a North American male. We're performing a rescue backwards 100 feet. You see them hit this hydrant, that's the halfway mark. And she's going to go until rescue Randy's feet completely cross the line. So our demo team, our dream team with Derek and Carla Morrison across.
Go. All right, you can see the demo here. This really runs like another sort of fire fit race. What's really the big difference here?
The big difference here is they're putting their packs on just like you would at a fire scene, and they're doing a bottle exchange once they get down to the bottom. That'll be the baton if you're looking in the relay. This is similar. So she's got to turn the bottle off and then pop the top valve and then pop the bottle out. Hands it over to Derek, and Derek, as quickly as he can, without getting caught up in the strap there, he's trying to slide the bottle in, pop it in, turn the valve open, and shut the valve before Carla can take off and run.
Definitely a time-consuming task to do in the middle of a race.
This is something you got to practice a few times to get down, because you can win or lose the race just on being able to pop that bottle out or popping the bottle in.
Yeah.
The person in the first half does the stairs up, stairs down, and the forceful entry, and the person in the second half does the whole rest of the course. So they got to grab that dummy and finish off strong.
Carla finishing strong here with the dummy drag. Definitely showing a little bit of fatigue, but persevering.
Yeah, a little bit more legs than the full course, but I find the relays a lot more fun. People enjoy this a lot better.
All right, so here we go into the first race, guys. Who's on the track now? Because I think we all know who's up there.
Well, now we have 2 Fort McMurray women's teams. We have the Prolific Concrete Design team with Kelly Townsend and Ashley Kemble.
And we have the Call First Plumbing and Heating with Tia Marari and Suzanne Barry as they put the pack on. This is the part where you got to move it at least an inch on each strap before you can take off up the stairs.
So up first we have Kelly racing against Tia, both on their way up the stairs.
You can see Kelly on the yellow side's got a little bit of a lead with that pack, but Tia's trying to catch up to her here, skipping every stair. A little bit easier when you don't have the pack on your shoulder now. You can pull with both hands. So you can see Kelly's got the lead up to the top.
All right, now into the hose pull. Hand over hand, good technique from both competitors.
See, they might not have the pack on as tight. You can see her shoulder strap bouncing around a little bit, but it's all good as long as she moved it an inch or so with the strap.
Both with a good rhythm here, getting the hose up.
And Kelly is over first. She looks exhausted, but she keeps going.
On her way down now.
Really swinging around that with the bottom hand.
Tia not far behind, both on their way down, hitting every step on the way.
And Kelly looks like she's going to come off the tower first, as Tia still has 2 flights left. So once she gets through those 10 hits, her partner is going to be ready. to turn the bottle off and switch over. Kelly's partner being Ashley. As you see, they're starting the pack exchange here. She got to turn that bottle off, pop the strap, and they did it quickly here.
Yeah, definitely saving some time with a quick transfer like that.
Suzanne's got a little bit of a different technique, trying to knee it off, but they got the switch going. Here goes Ashley running into the second half. They got a quick time going.
For Call First Plumbing, we have Suzanne Barry doing the second half of the course, and now she's off through the hydrants.
Here she goes. I think she's looking for a little bit of redemption on that dummy from yesterday.
Ashley Kemble also already pushing through the hose drag, eyes up looking for the target, and she's through onto the next obstacle.
Here comes Suzanne Barry. Ashley's got one of the stronger dummies, if you remember from the relay. See if she can carry this through here.
Yeah.
She's up already, ready to go.
Good technique, making sure she has a good grip right away, is to make sure not to drop it halfway through.
Kelly Townsend cheering her on to the finish. Suzanne Barry a little bit behind.
Yeah,
Looks she is up and ready to go.
Looks like they were able to hold on to that lead. This one will go to the Prolific Concrete Design Team.
And here comes Suzanne Barry, finishing off strong. Halfway there.
Definitely fatigued, but pushing through on the last leg of the race. Her partner is with her, cheering her on.
They're almost through. See the teammates cheering her on.
And across the line for a finish.
For a silver medal, I think.
All right, guys, let's take a look at these replays. It starts with the stairs this time.
Yeah, Kelly got an early lead for her team, and they were able to hold on to it. All started right here.
It's all with the quick pack put on. This is where you can lose the race. Everyone tries to rush. You lose the straps. You got to be smooth and fast.
Yeah.
And they carried that lead all the way through.
A lot of it's about conserving energy. Not so much in these relay races, but still a factor.
You can see Ashley pushing through, getting through to the finish line. A nice spray here. Oh, I don't know. That target looks like it's already over. This might be a little foul play going. I think this was going on yesterday too. Definitely some payoff going to the refs here.
Might be getting away with something.
But she sprayed where the target would be and held the lead all the way to the finish.
Yeah. Ashley with a strong finish.
Wasn't even tired. Didn't even fall down on the mat.
All right, guys, back on the track. Another great day for Fire Fit. Who's out there?
Up next, we have the FMFD team Positively Panting with Abra Hale and David Sterling.
Jake, that name is terrible. We go to the Syncrude Fire Department. We have Team 2 from Eric Bildfell and Brad Shearing.
Yeah, I think I like Team 2 a little bit better as a name.
I would agree wholeheartedly. But Dave Sterling gets that pack on and he's moving up. I'm positive he's in second place right now.
Yeah. Working hard, though. Working hard, both
Brad
teams.
Shearing's got the lead. He's moving quick through that hose pole.
Yeah, good rhythm. Hose
and he's
up and over.
And he'll cross past Dave as he's moving up still.
Wow, significant lead right off the bat.
Dave's coming up to the hose pole. He too is looking for redemption from yesterday.
Yeah, still having a bit of an easier time not wearing that mask this time, though.
It's true. Doesn't have the air pushing into his mouth today. Brad Shearing's moving through the forcible entry as they're coming up to the bottle exchange to see how quick they can move through this.
Yep,
and Dave Sterling is headed down.
On his way, hitting every step.
Oh, forgot to pop that top valve.
A little bit of trouble with the transfer here. Dave Sterling making up some ground.
And they're off. He just barely got that bottle turned off, but...
So, second on the Syncrude team, this is Eric Bildfell.
It might be close to whether or not he got that bottle on or not. I'm not sure. This could save Dave. This could save the Positively Panting group. They get the spray and he's going for the dummy. But Dave is off and they're going to do the bottle exchange. I think they're the only mixed team here today, so this might be a gold medal either way. Syncrude moving through the dummy exchange, or the dummy pull. Getting cheered on right to the finish.
Yeah.
One last hydrant to go.
Not wasting any time as they cross the finish line.
As Dave and Abra are working through the bottle exchange, they're off, and here comes Abra. Pulling out the second half here.
Moving quickly through the hydrants. And is on to the drag
for
pull.
The hose drag. Right up over the shoulder. Good technique here.
Really leaning into her drag here, but keeping her eyes up, looking for the target.
This is 500 pounds of force to drag all this hose all the way to the finish. See your husband Steve in the background there cheering her on.
Yeah, no easy
along
task.
with the crowd. And she goes up to the dummy. Here comes Rescue Randy.
Conserving energy, making sure she has a good grip here as to not drop the dummy.
Takes her time.
Definitely seeing the fatigue come
she's
through.
Up. Like we said, this rescue Randy's 185 pounds. Be quite heavy for some of the girls. But she has no problems picking that up and moving backwards.
Yeah, in many cases, these athletes are lifting the dummy, which is much heavier than they are.
It's true. Shows the strength. They can get through this whole race.
Yeah, Abra with a good rhythm here, just focused on moving.
Just keep moving backwards. Got one hydrant left to go. Almost there, and she's through.
Great job by Abrahale and
We'll
Dave
get a ruling
Sterling.
from the refs on that bottle from.
Well, that's what we're going to look at here on the replays. First, we'll go to the tower, though, guys, but I'm sure we're going to take a look at that exchange.
As you can see, he had a pretty good lead right off the start.
Yeah, this
As we
is
see
Brad Shearing.
Dave Sterling going up the stairs behind. He had the quicker pack put on, which gave him a lead right from the start. But look at this bottle exchange. You can see he turned it off and popped it out before letting the strap a little bit of fumble. You want to get that strap open before you pop the bottle so it can fall out freely.
Yeah, definitely lost themselves a couple of seconds there.
Let's see here if he gets that bottle turned on.
Up through the bottom, make sure it's secured.
Definitely clicks it in. Puts the flap down. He starts running before. Oh, I don't think he got that bottle on.
Yeah, that
I'm
was
not sure
a
if
little
this will
bit quick.
That's if you don't get the bottle on in the X3, that's a disqualification.
And who is this? Is this Eric Bildfell now?
No, this is Abrahale here running
Okay.
through, finishing off her run. Really driving through here. Keeping the legs moving, that's key here. You don't want to stop ever.
Yeah.
Even if you're moving slow, you want to keep going.
Yeah, not trying to go faster than she's capable of, just making sure she gets all the way through.
As she gets across the blue line, makes her spray, and moves on to the dummy.
All right, guys, we're back up here on the course at MacDonald Island Park for the big Fire Fit competition.
This time we have Syncrude Fire Department men's team with Troy Grant and Renee Marchand.
Facing their rivals, the major upset, Fort McMurray Fire Department, Anthony Hoffman and Mark Howdell.
We'll see if that name holds true.
They're moving up the stairs. Looks like Syncrude got the pack on first and a little bit of the lead, but Mark Howdell isn't too far behind.
Yeah, looking good. So much weight put into the technical aspects of these competitions.
Smoothly moving up. They got to get that pack over and into the bucket.
Good
Like
rhythm.
we were saying yesterday, you got to touch every stair on the way down. The same rules apply here as the relay and the individual. Mark Howdell's moving fast through the stairs, trying to catch up to Renee.
Yeah, closing the distance a little bit, but Renee already on the forcible entry and making short work of it.
Mark Howdell moving through. Hoffman's getting set up to pull his pack off. Actually, funny story, a couple years ago when Howdell was doing this as the second half guy, he couldn't get the bottle off. He ended up walking off the course before they could finish. See if he can get some redemption here today. It looks like Hoffman got the bottle off already.
Oh,
He's
here we
down,
go,
ready
the
to
moment of truth.
Looks like he's in the sprinter squat here.
And the bottle is on.
There he goes. He's off.
Practice makes perfect, Mark.
He's got a little bit of a deficit to catch up for, though. Troy Grant moving fast through this.
Yeah, eyes up on the target, and he's already through.
Pretty sure Troy's about 6'10", so he's got a quick dummy drag.
Yeah, it really helps being able to lean into it with the weight behind you.
Anthony Hoffman got the scoop. He's going for trying to catch up to him, but it looks like Troy Grant's going to hold through. He's got a fast dummy. He's even able to talk a little bit when he's going there. Didn't even look hard for him.
Looks like Syncrude takes the win. There will be no major upset today.
Unless that is the major upset. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going for there. He looks disappointed, though.
Hey, he looks majorly upset.
That's okay, because his team came in. Maybe it was the time, but I'll tell you, the Syncrude team definitely had a good run.
Actually, come to think of it, the major upset would be Mark Howdell getting through the bottle exchange today.
We'll call that a moral victory for the Fort McMurray Fire
A
Department.
major moral upset. You can see he's really grinding through that pole. Syncrude had a little bit of a lead coming up to the forcible entry.
Yeah, tight race, all things considered. Good transfers from both teams.
You can really lose a race if you don't get the bottle off right away. See, he's trying to purge the bottle as soon as he gets off the forcible entry machine to make sure the bottle pops out. Came out quick for him, though. Howdell and Hoffman couldn't make up any time. Troy Grant setting up. And as soon as he gets the okay from his partner, he's off. It looked like Hoffman went on the opposite side that Howdell wanted to go on.
Yeah, a little bit of a mix-up there, but they got through it.
And Troy Grant was off in a hurry.
Yeah, couldn't wait to start moving.
Coming up to the finish. He's
A strong
saying
finish.
something.
Yeah, strong finish for the confident victory.
All right, we're back onto the relay track here right now. Dan is out of the broadcast booth because he's on the track. Likes to chirp this other team too.
Two Fort McMurray men's teams today. On the first, we have Dan Natchuk and Fraser O'Neill.
The other team, we got Eric Einigal and Marcus Pigford.
Or Piggy and the Old Man, as Dan likes to call them. Bit of a rivalry between the number 1 and number 2 spot in Fort McMurray.
These guys are definitely pretty close competition, but Dan and Fraser always seem to just edge them out.
I was told the first team is the men's team, and the second team is actually called the Bridesmaids. I'm not sure how official that title is, but just following orders here.
So we got the team of Dan and Fraser off the tower first. Marcus and Eric coming in close second.
Making short work of the forcible entry, and both teams onto the transfer now.
And Dan's off through the Serpentine.
Not wasting any time.
Making quick work of this course. And Eric's off now, trying to catch up to his teammate here.
Yeah, trying to close the gap a little bit. He's moving quickly through the hydrants, but Dan's already through the drag pole and moving on to the dummy drag.
Dan and Fraser are actually last year's national champions in this race.
Yeah.
Hoping to claim that title again this year, and judging by their times, they're going to do pretty well.
Yeah, definitely one of the more competitive teams coming out of Fort McMurray. Over the line with a confident finish.
These two are actually world record holders as well.
On this race,
Yeah.
as it turns out.
They were the previous world record holders, and they just broke the
Just
record.
competing against themselves.
Wow, a world record set at MacDonald Island Park here in Fort McMurray. What a race.
Well, you can see in the replay here how they make it happen. These guys work hard every day to perfect these skills, and it really shows in the competition.
Just the small little errors can create so much time.
Yeah, all the technicalities, especially in that transfer of the air tank, but both teams here did very smoothly.
You can see how quick the exchange was between Fraser and Dan. There's a little bit of a fumble there with Marcus and Eric.
The Bridesmaids really pushing to keep up with the number 1 spot.
Dan, as you're getting back here in the broadcast booth, want to congratulate you. World record on that last race.
Oh, thank you. It just feels good to be back in the booth. Got the A team back here now. As we head into the next race, we have Edmonton versus Syncrude racing off again. This time Syncrude's on the yellow and Edmonton's on the red. As we remember, Syncrude won the first round, and see if they can duplicate that.
Yeah, both quick up the stairs, both confident in the hose pull. Over the railing with gusto.
Gusto, it's a big word there, but it looks like Jordan King just might be edging out the lead here. Like I said yesterday, he's one of the fastest down the stairs.
Neck and neck here as they get to the bottom, both moving towards the forcible entry.
Looks like it's going to be pretty tight here, but it looks like Edmonton's got a little bit of the lead. We'll see off the forcible entry, and Jordan is off first. We'll go through the Serpentine, through the cones.
No air tank transfer to worry about anymore, just moving as fast as they can.
Yeah, this time they have a baton they have to exchange. Oh, looks like Syncrude dropped it.
Oh, losing precious seconds here, especially in such a tight race.
Edmonton's got a little bit of a buffer to work with, but they're not going to slow down. They're going to go right to the finish. See Aaron McKinga
Not wasting
going
any
quick.
time. Moving quickly through the dummy drag.
That is a quick dummy from Aaron McKinga, one of the fastest competitors on the circuit.
Oh no, a
Syncrude
bit of a
is down.
spill here.
When you're trying to catch up and you're trying to make up some ground here, you can have a fall. That was a quick get up, though. I'm
Yeah,
pretty impressed how quickly he went down and got back up.
loses a couple seconds and is forced to pick up the dummy again. That can be very fatiguing.
Edmonton has the victory.
All right, guys, as we get into the replays, I think the lead was lost right here on the tower.
Jack probably made and lost on the handovers. It looked like he had a big looping swing over, but as we can see to the finish line, Edmonton had the lead down the tower, and this is where they really lost ground.
Yeah, both teams with tremendous athletes. It really came down to the technical side of things. The fall and the dropping of the baton didn't help anybody.
All right, here we go. Back to the tower, and we got the ladies taking on the men.
The men's team for Fort McMurray is Dale Young, Greg Maservia, Tim Vincent, Kerry Brandt, and to correct a mistake from earlier, Nathan Walter is out of the lineup today and being replaced by Adam Waldoff. That is your Fire Fat team.
And we're racing against the Fort McMurray ladies, Ashley Kemble, Tia Marari, Kelly Townsend, and Suzanne Berry. This will be a pressure cooker. I don't want the kind of pressure that would come with potentially losing this race for the Fire Fat team.
Yeah, these guys all work together, and I know that bragging rights hold strong at the fire hall.
It would be a few years of ribbing if they don't pull this one out, but Looks like they got the lead off the top of the tower. Let's see if Ashley can catch him on the hose pole.
Yeah, men's
And
team.
she's up and over the handoff. They're headed down. I think the ladies team is using a different formation here. Let's see if it causes any penalties for them, any problems.
Men's team already down to the bottom of the stairs.
And Vincent's moving down kind of nonchalantly there, but he picks it up as soon as he gets his hammer in his hand.
Yeah, not wasting any time with the forcible entry.
It's the ladies team coming down behind. He
Oh,
goes back.
bit of a
Back for
fumble
the
there.
hammer there, but I think he got through that without a penalty. Oh, did you hear Dale there on the mic? He's saying that there might be a 2-second penalty. We'll have to check back in on that. But it's going to be tight. They're right down to the hose pole at the same time.
Yeah, Greg Maservia making quick work of it. Eyes up, looking for the target.
And the spray from the men, and they're off to the dummy drag. A little bit of a fumble on the exchange, but it's going to be close. He went right down into his knees to pick that up. A little bit unorthodox style, but
Yeah,
still got
might have
the
lost
lead.
a second there, but he's making up for it now. Quickly through the dummy drag.
I think I can see the pressure. 'Cause he's looking back. He wants that finish line.
Oh, this is a tight race, and she's closing the distance.
Don't fall.
He
Don't
sees
fall.
it.
He's looking for it,
Oh.
and he's through.
Ooh, right down to the wire, though. Close match between
As
these
you
two
can see, they are
competitors.
pumped. They're pumped about that win.
But I think as the judges are signaling, yeah, I can see it now. It's going to be a 2-second penalty against Kelly Townsend.
Okay.
That's unfortunate.
Well, let's take a look at the replay here and see what that was for.
Kelly Townsend really dropped the ball. See, she's known for that around these parts.
Yeah, she tries hard, but she's not always up to snuff with some of these other athletes.
She's always making mistakes
We like to give Kelly a hard time.
because it's easy. As you see on the forceful entry, Tim Vincent making quick work of the hammer.
Yeah, fast through the obstacle, but a bit of a fumble at the end here cost him a couple of seconds. Just as he's trying to walk away.
That race was close enough. If he didn't go back for this hammer, it might have been a little bit closer on the finish with a 2-second penalty.
Yeah, saved himself the penalty, but still lost a couple seconds correcting a mistake.
Oh, is that the good news or bad news?
As they're coming up to the finish, he gets the handoff. You see another fumble here. Maybe they're the team that forgot to practice. There's another team here.
Yeah,
All right, here we go. In the booth with me right now, Kelly Townsend. Kelly, you incurred a 2-second penalty on that last run, but that last race for you was really close.
Pretty disappointing. We changed things up a little bit, and mistakes tend to happen. Jumping back in for Dan Nadiuk here. He needs a little bit of a break from the sun. Fire's not the only thing that will burn his skin. So we got the Fort Mac men's team versus Edmonton. Fort Mac quick up the tower, and they're on their way down.
making sure to hit every step on the way down. Both teams neck and neck right now.
Looks like Edmonton's catching up some grounds there. Both on the Kaiser at the same time. And this is going to be a pretty close race.
Yep.
Looks like they're neck and neck here.
Both teams weaving through the hydrants quickly and onto the drag pole. Or hose pole, correct me.
This is going to come right down to the dummy. We'll see who pulls through.
Both teams quickly through the target. And both teams on the dummy drag.
We got Marcus Pigford versus Aaron McKinga, and this is going to be a close one.
Neck and neck.
And it looks almost like McKinga's going to pull through first. We'll have to go for the official time here.
Just about wiped out at the end there, but just pulled it off.
Looks like there was a penalty on the yellow side, and this is going to help Fort Mac pull through.
It is official. The officials are saying there is going to be a 2-second penalty assessed on the play.
So we look through the replay here. I'm not too sure where the penalty came in. Both hitting the hose drag at the same time.
A nice little bonus for the Fort McMurray team, though, taking advantage of the other team's mistakes.
Nice to see some clouds rolling in here this afternoon. A little cooler for the athletes. The sun not hitting them direct. Oh, sorry, Dan.
It's nice to have a little bit of cloud cover. It definitely helps protect me. But
Up next, we have a rematch between the Fort McMurray team Fire Fat and the Syncrude team, the Flamers.
this is a rematch from an earlier race. Oh, it looks like a little bit of a tumble there up the stairs. I think Syncrude's going to take advantage of this. They got a big lead off the start.
Yeah, the smallest mistake can create a big gap in the race.
We're into the knockout brackets now, so win and keep going, and lose and go home.
Looks like Syncrude's already on their way down the stairs, hitting every step on the way. Fort Mac team just getting the hose over the railing and on their way down now.
When you get into the knockout bracket, some teams play a little bit of strategy and slow it down, keep the lead, make sure they run a clean race, nobody gets hurt.
A lot of conserving energy in some of these portions. Quick through the forcible entry and already weaving through the hydrant pylons.
Oh, just about knocked that hydrant over, but he's still going.
What's the penalty for hitting a hydrant, Dan?
It's a 2-second penalty for knocking over a hydrant.
Got to be careful for those in such a tight race.
He gets the spray, knocks the target over, and the handoff. He's off to the dummies. You see the Fire Fat team racing through the cones.
The Syncrew
make up ground
Flamers.
here.
Syncrew Flamers with a commanding lead right now, but
Looks like they'll be moving on, and we'll get this right down to the finish.
yeah, Fort Mac still persevering.
Still going here.
Approaching
One
the
last
finish.
hydrant.
Confident with the victory,
As
conserving
long
some
as there's
energy.
no penalties, take a few penalties actually at this point, but they should have a clean race and they should be moving on. But Fire Fat is going to finish off, so everyone wants to finish the race. You're not just going to give up.
Yeah, fighting for yourself now.
Racing the clock, and they have one left,
Almost done, very fatigued.
and he's through. Doesn't look like they'll get onto the finish. He tries to body slam it. That might be a penalty. I don't know about that.
Is that what they call spiking the dummy?
I believe that is what they call spiking the dummy.
Let's take a look at some of these replays as the Fire Fat team gets the participation ribbon here this afternoon.
Yeah, they were moving up quick. It looked like they had a little stumble on the way up the stairs, and that kind of put them behind the 8-ball right from the start. But the Syncrew team was moving quick with a quick post pull.
Yeah, the Flamers with a commanding lead right off the bat, and they were able to hold on to it throughout the entirety of the race.
Looked like they had a clean race too, no penalties. Much cleaner. He sees he comes off here much cleaner than Kelly Townsend did when she came off. Drops the hammer into the box, and he is off. Making sure he delicately sets that down.
Yeah, making sure to avoid any penalties when you have a lead like that.
Yeah. They're pushing through the last cone. See the team cheering them on.
And a clean finish.
As they're taking pictures with the family.
Here we go. It's another rematch for the big Fire Fit competition live at MacDonald Island Park.
This is a grud match. We have the mixed Forgot to Practice versus the mixed Zombievers. Stephen Breakrice, Dave Sterling, Rochelle Daniel, and Dominic Goddard on the Forgot to Practice team.
Mixed Zombievers is Sean Thomas, Anthony Hoffman, Abra Hale, Derek Capelt, and Mark Howdle.
Looks like the mixed Zombievers on the red side have the lead right off the start. See if they can hold on to it.
Another Fort McMurray versus Fort McMurray matchup.
Oh, and it looks like Mark Howdle might have lost his helmet. Unfortunately, if you are unable to finish your race with any of your equipment on, it's an automatic disqualification. We'll have to see what happened there. I don't know if it fell off before he got the handoff off or...
Yeah, Mark Howdle should maybe remember to practice as he's getting a little bit prone to some of these mistakes.
Yeah, it's starting to become obvious here that he should be getting to the practice course once in a while.
Well, I guess it is a suitable name for the team in that regard.
But here they come to the cones, moving quickly here. This is Anthony Hoffman moving through.
Yeah, not wasting any time weaving through the pylons.
He's driving to the finish.
Hits the target and he's through.
We'll have to check about that helmet penalty. This all might be for naught if they're disqualified, but they'll keep moving with a strong finish.
So there is no time penalty for losing a helmet. It's a disqualification.
It is a disqualification to not finish the course with your helmet on. Not to mention how dangerous that could have been. How it could have hurt somebody.
Yeah,
So
it's a little irresponsible, really.
really irresponsible. But they finished strong with a quick time, and the mixed on Beavers.
Not far behind.
Looks to get a little bit of a set down. Maybe he knew the other team was disqualified, so he just getting through.
Taking his time.
Yeah. Kind of shove it in their face a little bit.
All right, guys, let's get into the replays here, and let's see if we can see if the helmet actually blew off his head at the top of the tower.
As you can see, when he's doing his hose pull, the tank on his back was really bouncing around.
Yeah, the tank might have made contact with the helmet, forcing it to bump off. You can see his straps aren't quite tight enough with the SCBA.
Kind of looks reckless almost.
A little bit.
Flailing around out there. He's like a wacky inflatable arm man. Kind of the used car salesman up there. You can see it. We never saw his helmet fall off, but it definitely fell off. Looks like it fell over the edge.
Not seeing it there. Both teams confident with the forcible entry obstacle, though.
He goes back for the flashlight. But the quick hose, or the quick dummy drag, it looked like he had a quick quickly set it down, regroup his hands, and finish off.
Tough to do is pick that up halfway through.
Back to a serious rivalry here with Fort McMurray and Syncrude.
Definitely one of the more serious rivalries, as the Fort McMurray Fire Department is in constant competition with some of the oil sands departments out there.
These teams are both pretty quick, both holding different national titles. Fort Mac took nationals last year and the previous year, I believe, and Syncrude took it in the industrial category.
Yeah, just racing against each other today, as not to blow some of these other teams out of the water. They're just competing with each other.
These guys are pretty quick. Fort Mac looks like they're just a little bit behind, trying to make up some ground here.
Quickly through the forcible entry obstacle.
And they're coming off at the same time. That was a pretty quick Dan Nadiuk making up some time there on the forced entry.
Yeah, neck and neck, weaving through the hydrant pylons. Both on the hose drag now. Leaning forward with eyes up. Oh, bit of a tumble on the yellow side.
Eric Einigle taking a fall there. See if Marcus Pigford can make it up for the team.
Could be a critical mistake. We'll see here as it's coming right down to the wire between Fort Mac and Syncrude.
And it looks, the Syncrude team had a little bit of a stumble too, and Fort Mac took it.
Wow.
I'll tell you, this race is definitely a chance for you to take a chance of opportunities and move ahead or fall behind. Let's take a look at the replays.
Yeah, Fort Mac taking advantage of Syncrude's rare mistake.
They're pretty even coming up the tower and finishing up that hose hoist. I think Syncrude makes up a little bit of time coming down the stairs. And Dan Nadiuk picks up the pace on the Kaiser. They're neck and neck coming through the Serpentine here.
It is true that Dan performs better with an overcast. Less to worry about.
And right there is where Fort Mac pulls through. Syncrude took a little bit of a stumble there, and Marcus finished off the race strong.
Yeah, no penalties, but a couple of small mistakes that cost Syncrude this win.
All right, guys, we are into the medal rounds. This is the bronze medal match.
A new matchup for today between two Fort McMurray teams, the Mixed Zombievers and Fire Fat, competing for bronze.
Marcado trying to make redemption up for dropping his helmet off the top of the tower there in the last race, but just want to say, Jake, did you see that last race when Eric Einigle fell into the somersault?
I did.
Hilarious.
See. Oh yeah, that was a good laugh for anyone who works with Eric.
That is why we call him Lightfoot. You see how he's anxious to make up for his last mistake. I think that helmet's on there a little bit extra tight this time.
Yeah, paying attention, limiting the mistakes, and it looks good with the hose already over the railing.
Marcado makes the handoff with no mistakes this time, which is a rare thing for Marcado.
Yeah, got to work on those little mistakes.
Abrahale's coming down the stairs. It looks like the Zombievers have the lead off the top through the tower.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty comfortable lead.
Gets under the forcible entry machine. Anthony Hoffman making quick work of this here.
Yeah, fast, powerful
looking for the
strikes.
Kaiser.
Ooh, bit of a fumble there.
But it looks like they still got the lead as Team Fire Fat is a little bit behind. See a little bit different style, throwing the flashlight off to the side.
Yeah, pretty significant lead at this point, but both teams still pushing themselves for excellence.
It's not so much time here as getting the win, so I think they'll coast through, make sure they secure the victory without a fall or a penalty.
Good technique on the lift there and powering through the dummy drag.
I think we might be looking at the gold medalists for the mixed teams.
Through the finish line.
So you can see the Zombievers pick up a bronze medal. Fire Fat finishing strong though, not letting the second place finish deter them. They're going fast right through the finish. Good finish here as he crosses the line for a fourth place finish.
Well, I think I'm going to go out and have some burgers and fries with the Fire Fat team, but what a great effort out there on the course.
Yeah, I hear they want extra cheese on there, so we'll make sure to set that up. But Mark Hoddles, you see, really take note of how his helmet did not fall off this time. That was key to the victory.
He may have tightened up his SCBA a little bit, recognizing his mistake from earlier, but either way, a smooth race this time.
A little bit of a fumble here from Hoffman off the Kaiser as he's looking for the flashlight, but he was able to keep the hammer inside the box, move away with the flashlight. As they get the flashlight all the way back to the dummy guy, as he drags it through to the finish line. for a convincing bronze medal victory.
Yeah, no giving up here. Strong finish from both teams.
We're going to go straight into the gold medal game right here. This is Canada versus Russia, 1972.
We got Fort Mac versus Syncrude again. Edmonton had an unofficial team, so Syncrude's automatically into the final round here. See who's going to pull through on this one. A little bit of a fumble there from Fraser O'Neill. And it looks like it's neck and neck again.
Yeah, both teams on their way down the stairs, hitting every step to avoid any penalties. In a race this tight, you can't afford any small mistakes. That's probably why Howdle isn't on the #1 team for Fort McMurray, is those little mistakes.
Both teams hitting the Kaiser at the same time here, and it looks like Fort Mac's off first. Dan Nadiak making up lots of time.
Yeah, weaving through the hydrants, developing a bit of a lead here.
Handing off to Eric Einigal. Hopefully he doesn't fall this time.
Yeah, no room for mistakes this time. Hits
And
the target.
Clean run there for Eric.
Smooth-
Marcus Pigford hitting the dummy first.
Smooth transition with the flashlight there, too. This is a very technically sound race for Fort Mac.
And Syncrude's coming up, trying to catch up to them, but I don't think they're going to make it.
Yeah, not far behind, but still a victory for Fort Mac.
Fort McMurray are gold winners of this Fire Fit competition.
And Kelly, Fort McMurray is becoming known as a hub of fire fit in all of Canada. You guys are like #1.
Yeah, both our men's and women's teams took nationals last year in quite a few different categories, actually. And we're hoping to pick it up again this year and hopefully bring home some gold. Clean run here on the Fort Mac side. Eric not taking a tumble, which is key to making it through this race.
All right, welcome back to the booth, and wow, what an exciting turn of events with a new world record set in front of the home crowd by Fraser O'Neill and my co-host Dan Natchuk. How does that feel?
Feels pretty good, Jake, but it doesn't feel as good as beating Marcus and Eric today. That's what I really came out here to do.
Well, any win you can take away from it is a good one.
But it was a great weekend. We're really proud of what we did this weekend, about the whole event. Glad for Kelly setting it all up for us, and it was a really great weekend of racing.
Yeah, really a fantastic event all in all.